Well, I decided to do a Bible plan right now, just to get her done, okay? This one's called Forgive Yourself, and it's written by Karen Jensen Salisbury. Forgiveness brings freedom. Everywhere I go, I meet people who feel like they can't forgive themselves, and I get it, but forgiveness is vital to living a life of peace, freedom, and power, and that includes forgiving yourself. I have a friend who had an abortion when she was young. I asked her to share the process she went through to receive forgiveness in her own life. Many years ago, my husband and I drove to a nearby city to hear a man preach on forgiveness. His message profoundly affected me. As we drove home afterwards, I was laying in the back of our van, and while I thought I had moved on from past wounds, I suddenly realized I hadn't forgiven my first husband. He was 4 years older than I was and had manipulated me to have sex when I was just a teenager. As a result, at 18, I became pregnant. After we got married, then when I graduated from high school, he began to bombard me about aborting my child. Although I didn't want to, I was eventually swayed and finally agreed to the abortion. I had no idea what I was doing, nor did I realize the pain, shame, and heartache I would have to live with for the next 30 years. That marriage had only lasted 3.5 years, and I was now happily remarried. As that horrible memory played through my mind, I quietly repented and let go of all animosity and anguish from the brokenness of that past painful relationship. As I did, I heard the soft, sweet voice of the Lord say, "Now you need to forgive yourself." He said it twice. Tears streamed down my face as I forgave myself for the horrendous and unconscionable deed I had allowed to happen to my body and my child. I will always regret what happened, and if I could turn back the clock, I would. But I had to move forward. After forgiving my first husband and myself in that back of that van, I was able to put it behind me once and for all. Often I think we don't realize that forgiving ourselves is a part of God's plan to keep us free. And that was a momentous event in my life. I've never forgotten that moment I forgave myself and got free. 1 John chapter 2, verse 12 goes with this Bible plan. I write to you, little children, because your sins are forgiven you for his name's sake. And that's it for today's devotional. Okay, well, I'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.